give it to you. You're gonna take it and you're gonna like it. The whole thing feels so odd and weird. I enjoy that. I like weird. This review is going to be spoiler free. I don't want to ruin this for you. This film does have some very, very interesting twists and turns. We're talking Founders Day, directed by Eric Bloomquist, starring Naomi Grace, Devin Druid, and William Russ. Founders Day is a movie about a small town in the middle of a mayoral election that literally pretty much has the town divided right in half. One is promising change and the other half is promising consistency. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? In the midst of this mayoral election, a masked serial killer is on the loose. And they are targeting teenagers related to or associated to each of the mayoral candidates. Intriguing. It's a slasher whodunit, and it's definitely a comedy. I really enjoyed this film. I really like Eric Bloomquist. I think he's a phenomenal director. I think he gets amazing performances from his actors. This film, in fact, was on my most anticipated list because of him, and it really honestly didn't disappoint me. When I first saw the trailer, I thought that this film would be, or could be, similar to Thanksgiving. It is not. It is not like Thanksgiving. So let's just say that straight up front. They both have comedy elements and they're both slashers, but this one is very different from Thanksgiving. It's not nearly as gory. And the comedy is far more over the top and in your face. I would go as far to say that this movie could be considered campy, with quite a bit of subtlety. In fact, more subtlety than I have seen in a lot of movies, especially in the past, ones that are campier. This is campy, but it's a subtle campy.
It's confusing, you know? This is a very confusing situation.
This isn't really going to give anything away. This is in the first 10 minutes of the film. Yeah. The movie mainly centers around Allison's character, played by Naomi Grace, who was phenomenal in this, by the way. She and her girlfriend are walking and talking about their relationship. She is wanting to leave town and her girlfriend wants her to stay. They have a cute little bridge moment, and then her girlfriend gets murked right in front of her. So that is the start of the film and the first time we see the masked killer. It starts off very quick. It gets into that action pretty quickly. I really appreciated that, and honestly, there are enough victims in this film to keep the action going. They have a pretty consistent level of kills throughout. There is, crazily enough, a killer reveal about 40 minutes into the film. You discover the killer. That's crazy. Of course, the movie still plays out. There's more to be found out here. There is a lot of interesting twists and turns, and I will be honest with you, as much as I saw some of it coming, I did not see all of this coming. Some of the actors were over the top and kind of campy, and then some of the actors were playing it very, very straight. I really enjoyed the actors, all of them. I thought they were fun and clever in their roles. The sheriff is really quite funny. I wasn't sure what to make of her though at first. And she's sucking on these lollipops all of the time. And I'm like, is this, what? The current mayor, played by Amy Hargraves, has a speech in the middle of the film that I just loved. Her face just twitches. And it makes you question if she is actually upset, not really upset, faking it for the votes, or what she's doing. Her assistant is actually Eric Bloomquist, who is the director of the film. He's precious, he's cute, he does a great job in this. Actually, he should do more he probably has, so I should probably look that up. He's got 29 actor credits and 15 director credits. That might be why he is such a good actor's director. I feel like he gets really, really good performances from his actors. So I think that really helps. I think some of the best directors have been in multiple positions on film sets. I think it really helps you be able to understand every role and what you're doing as a director. I think the gore, like I said, not as much gore as Thanksgiving, was very good, except for one scene. There was one scene, and I reviewed this film with Gruesome Magazine as well, and they all agreed on the same scene. I thought that it was CGI, but it turns out that it was like just the hilt of a knife, and that's why it was moving. It was odd. It definitely was one of the more rushed kills, and it didn't pan out, I don't think, the way that everyone anticipated. But there is a theater kill that is really, really wonderful. So I did really enjoy the look of the killer. A nice black robe, a cool, I suppose, Founder's Day mask with the powdered wig.
Powdered wig, a sombrero, leotards.
I feel like the editing was great in this film too. There is some really funny moments because of the editing. Well, that's a positive ID. There is some really, really nice cinematography in this film. The story is actually really cool and clever and really quite different. Also, it's not political, even though it's happening during an election. I didn't feel the heavy-handedness of someone supporting one or the other or any of that. In my opinion, it's very neutral when it comes to the political side of things. So for me, and I know some of you probably don't like political movies, and I don't think that that's really a concern with this film. I'm more concerned for you as a viewer that you might be a little thrown off by the tone of the film. It's the tone that sets this apart from other films though. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. For me, I enjoyed it, but I could see how someone could look at this and not enjoy the tone and how it shifts. It took me a minute to understand the campy part of it. The dad looks so angry and says, "We have cookies!" And I wasn't sure if he was just overacting or what was happening. I think I would really like to watch this movie again because I feel like watching it for the first time, I was just trying to get my bearings on the tone of the film. I did actually pretty quickly figure it out, and from there I was able to really enjoy the film more than when it first started out, because when it first started out I was like, I don't get it. If I were to give it a score between 1 and 10, I would probably give it a 6.5. Yep. That's actually pretty good for me because I don't think any movie ever will ever get a 10 from me. I'm a hard grader. I don't give out top scores very easily. I do think you need to have certain expectations going in that the acting is over the top, and it's meant to be over the top. The characters are meant to be cliche. The whole town actually is meant to be over the top. I feel like going into this film with those expectations will help you out greatly, because I think some people are not going to see it and they're not going to enjoy it because of that. So hopefully this helps you if you do see the film, because I enjoyed it. I thought it was clever. I thought it was campy. I thought it was witty. I thought it was over the top. I liked the acting. I loved the cinematography. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I really do hope you do too. Founder's Day opens in theaters on January 19th. If you would like to support the channel, please feel free to check out my Patreon. The link is down below. If not, that's cool too. I still love you all for watching. I am so thankful for you watching. And hey, guess what? I got my first patron from my Patreon. Yay! I have one. That's awesome. Are you planning on seeing this movie? And if you did see this movie, did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I really do hope that you have the most amazing day, my spooky darlings. Oh my God, am I still recording? Oh, I recorded so much garbage. Cheese and rice, Crystal? Let's look at his IMDb, shall we? Super good at life. Dear God.